Hola, buenos días. Masanori Kobayashi, Program Director of the Sasakawa Peace Foundation. I have a pleasure to be with Mr. Vidar Helgesen, Executive Secretary of the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission of UNESCO. He has been working very hard, having different meetings, making speeches at a number of places, and I just wanted to ask him what is his reflection so far by attending this CBD COP16 Cali, Colombia.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I would say that first of all, negotiations, which is what the COP is really about, is going quite well on the marine side from what I'm hearing, and that is good. Then there is a lot of activity. We've had a good ocean day. The ocean, which is obviously my mandate, is home to much biodiversity, and therefore will be critical to implementing the global biodiversity framework. And the increasing attention on ocean therefore is good news.
Yeah, excellent. And of course, 1 day and a half to go for this CBD COP16s, and a number of people really underline the importance of having a proper and effective science policy nexus. And on that topic, do you have any expectations to these COP16 delegates who come up with some more effective, tangible action plans or programs for this ocean policy science nexus?
Well, I think the decision that was made at the last COP for the Global Biodiversity Framework was to a large extent an excellent exercise in making political decisions based on science. The 30 by 30 target is one such example. Now it's about implementation. It's about making use of science, making use of data from the ocean to implement the framework. First of all, you need data about biodiversity to know where to locate marine protected areas. You need to monitor these areas so that you make sure that you manage them well. And the ocean is changing, so even biodiversity hotspots are changing, which means again, you need to keep monitoring and maybe even adjust and make shifts in locations. So science has to be with us every step of the way in implementing the framework.
Excellent. And I think that point was well articulated at the last UN Ocean Science Decade Conference for Sustainable Development in Barcelona last April, and I see a number of people also underlining this point. What are the kind of challenges and how the countries and the stakeholders can actually overcome some of the gaps that they identify in addressing this ocean policy science nexus?
I think the main challenge when delegations get back to their home countries, when governments get back into their daily business, the challenge is all those individual decisions that need to be made, where governments have conflicting interests, where there are industrial interests or property development interests that challenge the biodiversity targets. And it's those individual decisions that governments need to make the right calls if they are to achieve the big ambitions from the big global framework.
Right. So there have to be a decision, and by that they can make a commitment and they can undertake actions to honor their commitment, articulating the decisions. So for the November, December this year and next year, 2025, another big year for ocean communities. What do you keep eyes as a priority initiatives or activities, particularly for IOC, UNESCO, and its network members and collaborators?
But for us, in the biodiversity context, scaling up our ocean biodiversity information system is really critical. We can't manage biodiversity if we don't measure biodiversity. We have a great system in the ocean through our Global Ocean Observing System and our Ocean Biodiversity Information System, which is the go-to place for knowledge about biodiversity in the ocean. But we still know too little. We've only mapped 26% of the seafloor. We have 250,000 species described in our database, but there are probably 1 million species out there. So we need to scale up observation. For this framework, but also for the BBNJ agreement, for the High Seas Treaty, we need more data about life in the ocean. And that data can only come from scaling up observation and from governments and private sectors alike sharing more data. There's a lot of data that exists but hasn't been shared, and we need a real push for that. And we, towards the UN Ocean Conference, that is one of our main priorities.
Right. So we really have to expand the geographical coverage, and we have to expand the species coverage, and we have to link that data with proper decisions to be undertaken effectively. And our office is collaborating with Nippon Foundation and economists in organizing a World Ocean Summit March next year. UN Ocean Conference is coming also in June. Any future plans that you really try to pursue in coming months and years?
Yes, we have obviously our eyes set on the UN Ocean Conference, and then on the way there's a number of milestones, and the very important World Ocean Summit in Tokyo in March is one of them. And we'll pursue this drive for more ocean information, more data. We'll pursue new initiatives pertaining to pollution. We'll certainly have a strong priority on biodiversity. So, and these will be with us along all these stops towards the UN Ocean Conference.
So we indeed look forward to working with you and UNESCO, IOC UNESCO colleagues. The chair is also from Japan, Michita, and we work closely for this ocean science and policy nexus. So once again, thank you, Executive Secretary Vidar Helgesen, UNESCO, IOC UNESCO, and we really hope to harness our partnership for achieving our common objective of pursuing this effective science policy nexus for sustainable ocean. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you so much.